the Chairman's Trophy thereof. Barnaby, power from above, the slowest to leave. Mamma Mia, as expected, goes sprinting for that lead as they leave the 7. Atomica now looking for her position as they charge away down the back stretch and make their way toward the 6. Mamma Mia out in front, quickly going away by some 3 lengths. Atomica racing out wide with pack plays. California Crown is right there on the rail. A break back to Barnaby, who will be running late, and power from above, hopeless at the moment. They leave the 5/8 and make their way down the far side. Mamma Mia continues to lead. Atomica now building up on the outside, cuts the lead to a half a length. Pack Plays is still in with a handy spot as they go flashing past the half mile. California Crown has faded back into 4th, and last of all, it's a Barnaby as Atomica now surges to the front, leaving the 7 16th. Mamma Mia is left 2 lengths back. Pack Plays now begins a run as they drive past the 3. Watch Barnaby. He is now unleashed and let loose and begins to make ground. California Crown and Mamma Mia toward the back of the field as they come turning into the top of the lane. Atomica hugs the rail. That's where she likes to be, and she has the position right against it and holds on to that lead. Here is the foreign invader, Barnaby, now kicking in on the outside. Atomica fighting for dear life. Barnaby applying pressure, and Barnaby may now point the nose in front. Atomica, she's not finished yet. She's trying to fight back. She's game, but Barnaby now looks too powerful in the end. It is Barnaby and terrific Tevin Foster coming away to take it. A 2nd win for the trainer. Anthony Babanunis, Atomica 2nd, a brave run. California Crown is 3rd, Pack Plays is 4th. They're off for the Lindy Della Penna Memorial. And Positive ID blows the race at the start, it seems. Kem has taken off quickly. Tiz Talk is running fluently in the center. Geolithic is also showing speed down against the rail as Kem leads them now down the back stretch and makes the way toward the 6. There goes Geolithic, and Geolithic now moves through and gets a narrow lead over Kem. They're bobbing heads up front. Divine Force, as they leave the 6, drops down into 3rd. Tiz Talk racing on the outside in 4th. James occupies the rail as they approach the 5. Sheer Delight is racing up next. The Head Cornerstone and Burning Hedge team up in behind as they head toward the half mile. Money Miser now making some ground ahead of Stomp the Rhythm. Mr. Senator is next, and Positive ID at the back of the field and hopeless at the moment. They go driving past the half mile and run the turn for home. And Tiz Talk now makes a big move on the outside and grabs the lead from Geolithic, beginning to fade. Divine Force races up next. Kem races with Sheer Delight now picking a path on the outside and making ground. The Head Cornerstone races up next. James and Mr. Senator in behind. Money Miser on the rail, then Stomp the Rhythm. Forget Positive ID as the field turn for home at the top of the lane. It is a Tiz Talk. Shane Ellis having a peep in his mirrors and changes his hold. Tiz Talk now begins to lay out and sprinting away from them. Sheer Delight running best of the rest. Divine Force in the red in the center. The Head Cornerstone on the rail, but this massive Tiz Talk holds the lead onto the left-hand stick. Inside the final 16th, it is Tiz Talk and Shane Ellis. They will win the Lloyd Lindbergh Lindy Della Penna Memorial Trophy by 6 or more. Divine Force 2nd. Could be the Head Cornerstone 3rd, just ahead of Sheer Delight, and Money Miser back in 5th. For the SVREL Fan Appreciation Day Trophy, 1820 meters thereof, Positive ID has an awful beginning. Neostar comes away running on the rail, Banadura attacking, and Banadura, the speedball, now takes that lead from Neostar. Easy Peasy racing out 3 wide, Commandant, the favorite, is 4 wide, Provocativa races in behind them, and Positive ID will have to do some late running as they head away now toward the 7 furlongs. Commandant has now picked it up and goes on by 2 lengths from Neostar and Banadura held together. Easy Peasy cruising down on their outside. Provocativa races next, and the Positive ID needs help early as they go charging up past the 6. Commandant attempting to go most of the way with that lead. Neostar is 3 lengths back and chasing in 2nd. Easy Peasy is held up there in 3rd. A break back to Banadura taken off the splits, almost joined by Provocativa, and the Positive ID going nowhere. They've left the 5. The tempo should increase a bit as they make their way now toward the final half of a mile, and it is a Commandant enjoying that lead under a snug wrap, unmolested at the moment. Neostar is 2 lengths back as they leave the half mile, a gap of 6 or more to Provocativa. Easy Peasy is 2 further lengths down, then Banadura. Forget Positive ID. They're on the run now toward the 3. And it is Commandant tested by Neostar, pulling almost alongside. A huge gap back to Provocativa. Easy Peasy races next ahead of Abanadura and Positive ID as they come thundering into the top of the lane. It is Commandant and Radish Roman, the champion jockey, out in front. Neostar trying to peg him back, but they're inside the final 3/16. Commandant getting cracks of that right-hand stick. Neostar needs to find 2 or more. Commandant out in front leaves the furlong pole with what now looks to be a clear and unstoppable advantage. It's Commandant the favourite inside the final 16th. It's all over. This is the SVREL Fan Appreciation Day Trophy. Commandant romps it by maybe 7. Neostar is second. Banadura third. Provocativa is fourth. They're off for the Miracle Man Cup. Very even start. Rainsville got away quickly with Run Julie Run as usual. And Run Julie Run gets that lead. Atlantic Convoy 2 lengths back, racing out wide of horses. Barnaby is running the rail as they leave the 6. Fearless Soul hidden in between horses. Perfect Brew is running the rail. Rainsville in behind them. Sister and Treasure races up next. The favourite Legacy Isle is way off the fractions. Power from above a further length and a half back. And the press conference trails the field. They're about to arrive at the half-mile, and the tempo now beginning to quicken as they reach the half-mile pole, and the Run Julie Run has that lead. Atlantic Convoy almost alongside. Perfect Brew is next. Barnaby now beginning to make some progress. Fearless Soul is there. Rainsville next, as possibly 7 or 8 lengths off that lead. Sister and Treasure is next. A gap to Power from above. Then Press Conference and Legacy Isle about to be pulled up as they're at the 5/16th and coming into the top of the lane. The brave Run Julie Run, the Grey Filly, holds that lead and shows them a rear end. Barnaby kicking in on the outside now. Atlantic Convoy and Perfect Brew racing up next, but it is the brave Run Julie Run with that lead. She's a local horse inside the final furlong. It is Run Julie Run. She's opening up a gap. I don't think they can catch her inside the final 16th. This is the Miracle Man Cup, and the brave Run Julie Run continues to show her prowess. Barnaby is back in second. Perfect Brew, Rainsville have gone by together with Atlantic Convoy.
They're off and racing. Power from above is marginally left at the back of the field. Antarctica now goes for that lead. So Antarctica, hustle up on the inside of Antarctica. That is California Gold. Watching them from third. That's Awesome Anthony, right behind Awesome Anthony, about 4 lengths behind Awesome Anthony. That's Cookie Day Night. Then come recovering, that's Power from Above and Brown Skin Girl sharing last. They go towards the 6 and making the runnings. Antarctica just about a length on a piece in front of California Gold racing in second. 3 lengths away as they pass the 6. That's Awesome Anthony, another 5 or 6 lengths before we come to Cookie Day and Night, Brown Skin Girl, and left at the back of the field, that's Power from Above. They head toward the 5, and Antarctica still in front, now goes on by about 2.5 lengths in front of racing in second, California Gold, another 2.5 or maybe 3 to Awesome Anthony, another 4 to Brown Skin Girl. Then comes up Cookie Day and Night, and still racing at the back of the field as they pass the 4, that's Power from Above. It's their Indian file as they come to pass towards the 3, and it is Antarctica still with that lead, about a length and a half in front of California Gold coming forward. Also coming on, that's Awesome Anthony, Brown Skin Girl, and beginning to make a run now. That's Power from Above, the favorite there at the top of the lane, and Antarctica still has that lead. California Gold, here comes Power from Above, making eye-catching progress on the outside, and it's now a Power from Above that hits the front. Also coming on, that's Awesome Anthony. They're at the furlong pole in the Valbert Marlowe Memorial Cup, and it is Power from Above is in front, but here comes Brown Skin Girl trying to get to Power from Above, but Power from Above is too strong, and Power from Above goes on to win by 3. Brown Skin Girl is second. Then comes Awesome Anthony, and finishing third. That's the front runner, Antarctica.
And now he is. They're off for the Seeking My Dream trophy. Sunity and Chippy Taurus Boy, the slowest to leave. Mahogany with a big weight, totes it well on the outside. Mamma Mia moving up as the Speed Jewel now is on, as they make their way down the back stretch, and Mamma Mia, the lightweight, has that lead over the big weighted Mahogany. They lead the 6. A gap of some 6 or 7 lengths to Divine Force with work to do. A break of some 4 to Taurus Boy. Further and beyond in the Gold Silks races, second from the back, and Sunity and Chippy brings up the rear. They've left the 5. They've run now toward the final half of a mile in the Seeking My Dream. And Mamma Mia, the fleet-footed filly, leads up. Mahogany continues the chase, a length and a piece back as they swing past the half mile. A gap of 6 or more to Divine Force. Taurus Boy 3 lengths further back. A break of some 4 to Further and Beyond. And a stoked up Sunny T and Chippy. But the leaders arrive at the 3. They have a commanding advantage, these two. Mamma Mia now tested by Mahogany as they arrive at the 5/16th. They're about to come into the lane. The filly, Mamma Mia, down on the rail. Mahogany, the big weight on the outside, now kicking in, and Mahogany takes a slim lead. Mamma Mia will try the fight back on the rail, but Mahogany at the moment looks to be too strong. Inside the final 3/16th, it is Mahogany out in front, responding to a touch or two of the right-hand stick. Mamma Mia continues the chase. Further and Beyond now asked to close up on the outside. It is Mahogany, a 16th to run with that lead. Action Pack, Ray and Lewis all over Mahogany. Here is Further and Beyond exploding on the outside. Further and Beyond grabs him and wins the Seeking My Dream. Mahogany is second. Mamma Mia looks to be just third over Divine Force. They're off for the Jamaica Cup. The head cornerstone broke well on the far side, and Atomica, the mare, now travels and gets that lead. Tested early by a Julie Run as they make their way now toward the mile marker. Atomica down against the rail. Run Julie Run almost right alongside. Neo Star is the one picking up on the outside. Fearless Soul races down against the rail. Interesting Times Ahead and Fun Can't Done races a team. At Atlantic Convoy races in behind them with Rhythm Buzz. Further and Beyond in the gold on the outside. Rainsville is there, and the head cornerstone trails the field as they now make their way over onto the back stretch. Atomica rated on that lead. Neo Star pressing all the while. They've opened up a huge gap. Fun Can't Done now will have to try to get to them as they leave the 6. Atlantic Convoy and a Run Julie Run race as a team. Interesting Times Ahead is racing there toward the outside. Further and Beyond now accelerating with Fearless Soul. Rhythm Buzz has a lot to find from there. Rainsville and the head cornerstone are the trailers as they're about to arrive at the half mile in the Jamaica Cup. The tempo should increase, and Atomica now sent through. She leads up by some 3 or 4 lengths. Neo Star continues the chase. Run Julie Run is asked to close up with Fun Can't Done now beginning to accelerate. Further and Beyond has more to find, but now begins to go. Atlantic Convoy overtakes a fading Neo Star. Fearless Soul is there, but it is Atomica about to arrive at the final 5/16th in the Jamaica Cup. Can they catch her? It is Atomica. The filly, Run Julie Run, best of the rest. Fun Can't Done asked to kick in on the outside, but down the stretch it is Atomica and Dane Dawkins. Inside the final 3/16th, Atomica with the lead. The brave Run Julie Run now trying to whittle away at it. Atomica out in front. Run Julie Run begins to get closer. Atomica asked to continue on inside the final 16. Dane Dawkins all over Atomica. Run Julie Run running her heart out, but Atomica wins the Jamaica Cup over Run Julie Run, Fun Can't Done, Further and Beyond, and Fearless Soul. They're off for the third running of the Mouttet Mile. Tis Talk came out a beat slowly. But there's several horses now vying for that lead on the back stretch. Banadura is racing down near the rail as they sort themselves out now, and Fash Plus, the 7. It is a Banadura down against the rail. Desert of Malibu is right there, along with Pack Plays racing just in behind them. Legacy Isle races next as they go past the 6. Fun Can't Done runs the rail. Commandant on the outside. Atomica is 7 or 8 lengths off that lead, followed by Interesting Times Ahead. Tis Talk races up next as they charge down the backstretch and leave the 5/8 marker and make their way now toward the half mile. Rhythm Buzz racing alongside. Further and Beyond runs the rail as they continue to run toward the half mile. They're right there now. In behind them, Interesting Times Ahead. Wall Street Trader races ahead of Barnaby. Sheer Delight is next, and Sister and Treasure completely outsped as the field arrive at the final 3. It is a Legacy Isle, the Foreign Invader, with that lead. Pack Plays is there. Commandant now shaken up. Fun Can't Done. So it is 4 invaders as they come toward the top of the lane, and it is a Legacy Isle out in front in the Mouttet Mile now. The rider says go, and Legacy Isles holds a 2-length lead. Fun Can't Done. Here is Commandant kicking in on the outside. outside. Pack Praise racing in behind them. Desert of Malibu outsped down against the rail. Legacy Isles put to the left-hand stick. Fun Can't Done now begins to bear down on the outside. It's a Legacy Isles driven to the max. Fun Can't Done. It's ahead, Bob. They drive toward the line. Fun Can't Done wins the Mouttet Mile over Legacy Isle. Then Commandant further and beyond. It is Talk back in fifth.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.